Evening. There was panic in Newtown this afternoon. Children in vacation care sent into lockdown as a 35-year-old man went on a terrifying rampage.
Homes and cars were badly damaged and an ambulance forced off the road before the accused fell off a rooftop straight into the arms of police.
Leaving a trail of destruction behind him, a 35-year-old takes police on a wild chase across Newtown, jumping between roofs above and cars below.
I was setting the laptop up and there was this colossal bang on the roof.
It all started just before 12:30. Police were called to Wells Street for a welfare check where they found the 35-year-old on the roof of a home, refusing to come down or calm down.
There was just cars and cops absolutely everywhere.
He then made a run for it, at one point leaping onto an ambulance, smashing another's windscreen. Darley Street covered in damage.
And then he decided to run along the roofs of the cars, which didn't do my car much good, and he was even climbing up in the trees.
Not only did the chase span multiple streets, but a local school with kids here on vacation care got caught up in the chaos, being sent into lockdown this afternoon. The chase finally coming to an end when the man fell between two homes. Police were ready. Fortunately, nobody injured, just shaken up after this rampage came crashing down. And tonight the man is in hospital. He was brought here to Royal Prince Alfred under close police guard. Luckily not seriously injured despite crashing through a pergola when he fell between those two roofs. This afternoon one resident told me it's not the first time they've seen him up on top of a house in the area. At this stage no charges have been laid.
Nick, overall reporting, thank you. There's a major development tonight in the shocking mistaken identity murder of North Ryde grandfather Chris Baghsarian. The alleged coordinator of the 85-year-old's kidnapping is now behind bars, taken in along with 3 other young men, but police are still looking for more.
In a Blacktown car park, police swarm on 32-year-old Alisana Sharf.
Do not move your hand.
Arrested here in February on a domestic violence warrant, methamphetamine and a gun allegedly found in his car, but police wanted him for something entirely different: the kidnapping and torture of 85-year-old Chris Baghsarian.
What we would say is that he was directly responsible. He attended the address. He physically kidnapped Mr. Baghsarian.
The innocent North Ryde grandfather taken on February 13th on the orders of an overseas criminal group. His body found next to a Pitt Town golf course 11 days later. The kidnappers thought he was someone else.
Still devastated at the loss of their father and their grandfather.
Since Sharf was re-arrested last Wednesday, there have been 3 more. A 22-year-old, a 21-year-old and 19-year-old Julius Pooler. The total arrests over Mr. Baghsarian's kidnapping and murder now at 11. Police are confident they've arrested the main perpetrators in this case, but investigations aren't over. Detectives are still making inquiries as to whether anyone else was involved and if they're still out there.
If you commit these kinds of horrific crimes in our community, New South Wales Police will be on your tail.
Police have been on the Sharf family's tail. His cousin Richard, seen here in August last year, pleading guilty to the separate kidnapping of former cricketer Stuart McGill. Richard is not accused of any wrongdoing in the Baghsarian case. Rex Quayle, 7 News.
We heard today his poor old body was exhausted. Sam Neill might have been cancer-free, but friends say he couldn't shake pneumonia as tributes flowed today for the acting legend.
He's being remembered not just in Hollywood, but among the everyday Australians he learned to know and play so well.
Sam Neill knew how to be one of us because he was.
I don't know why that question has moved me so much, but it has.
At The Dish in central New South Wales, they knew him not as Cliff Buxton.
You'll be able to hear Armstrong talking to Houston?
Yeah, just by hitting a couple of buttons there.
But as the man who helped put Parkes on the map.
The Dishmaster, as they call him in the film, really put us in a good light in many ways.
Today they remembered him right around the world.
He was really an old dog that was just constantly looking for new tricks to learn.
Top billing at this Perth theatre tonight for the actor who just kept working.
Sam really was one of the most generous and important people to the Australian film and television community.
Nicole Kidman starred opposite Neill in Dead Calm. We met when I was just 18 and he took me under his wing, she said, and we stayed friends for life. From Jurassic Park co-star Laura Dern, he was a true noble gentleman, wrapped up in my dream leading man. Director Steven Spielberg called him exceptionally collaborative, perhaps because Sam Neill shunned the Hollywood life for the real world, his New Zealand vineyard and his family. Ex-partner Laura Tingle today revealing he might have been cancer-free, but Sam was sick.
Everybody who loved him has been willing him on from near and far, but I think it was just a bit too much to recover from one more time.
Friends say he had pneumonia. In April, Sam had been soldiering on at Sydney's Anzac concert.
Our nation mourns for her dead across the sea.
His words, that voice, this man.
All your life.
Intrinsically part of the Australian story. Hugh Whitfield, 7 News.
Police have spent the day answering hotline phones after lifting the lid on the biggest childcare sex abuse scandal Sydney has ever known. The brief against Hamish Tate is huge, accused of abusing 158 children at centres spanning one end of the city to the other.
Across Sydney's childcare scene, Hamish Tate's tentacles reached far and wide.
Did you know this guy?
Yes, I met him in there, and I always thought it was creepy.
Police arrested Tate this time last year, raiding the Glossodia home he shares with his wife and 3 kids. There, they found 25 electronic devices holding some 2.4 million files. They scoured every one of them, then charged Tate with hundreds of child abuse offences, touching children, filming them, their toilet trips, and inciting indecent acts. In what's become Australia's biggest case of its kind, detectives have identified 136 alleged victims. They're still tracing another 22.
It's essentially a big puzzle in trying to identify these victims.
In his 16-year career, Tate worked at dozens of Sydney centres. Police allege there were victims in at least 5. One was Tate's own childminding business at Glenorrhy. The other 4 are part of the Fit Kids franchise, where parents were today fuming.
Well, it's about time. They've been covering it up for about a year. They didn't let any parents know what was happening. I'm so glad that it's out now.
But from Fit Kids owners, there has been no cover-up. It is utterly sickening. We are profoundly sorry. And while the online contact point for other potential victims and their families is only available for the next 2 weeks, investigators say they won't stop there.
We will never give up.
Clementine Cuneo, 7 News.
The global oil price has spiked after the United States vowed to do something it previously said it wouldn't do. Donald Trump wants to toll the Strait of Hormuz. Even Iran says that's too much, as America goes on the attack again.
Moving quickly and quietly, the US unleashes a new weapon, sea drones, sent to strike an Iranian submarine facility, the first time they've been used in combat.